I greet you in Jesus' name. My topic today is entitled Handling Sex. And my text is taken from Ephesians 5, verses 1 to 21. Our whole attitude about sexuality has changed in our culture, and it did not take very long for it to happen. A recent poll indicated that only a small percentage believe that sex before marriage is morally unacceptable. Pornography, including child pornography, is making millions of dollars. God does not want his church to be lost in darkness that has surrounded sexuality. How, as Christians, can we handle sex? First, review God's idea. Please note, biological male and female, sexual attraction and love is all God's idea. Its origin is divine. There is nothing dirty or unclean about the word sex. The church, along with parents, need to talk to children about sex. The world system has a distorted view about it. God created Adam and Eve with sex in mind. Therefore, sex started out as something that God intended to be very good. Sex is a very good part of creation. Secondly, rejoice in it. It's so good that God chose to elaborate on the matter in chapter 2 of Genesis. Genesis 2, verses 24 to 25. No shame in it at all. The one flesh union of the marital relationship. It is to be celebrated in joyous rapture with the awesome blessing of God. Thirdly, reflects God's covenant. Read chapter 5 of this text, verses 31 to 32. The sexual union reflects mystery of God's intense love for his bride, said to be a profound mystery by Paul. Sex reflects God's intensity for his one major preoccupation in the universe, his people, the church, as recorded in Isaiah 54, verses 6 to 10. Yes, we are to reflect on his covenantal love of God. Fourthly, refuse other views. Stop viewing the corruption of the gift from other sources. Sex is very good and intended by God to be used properly. Let us not degrade God's great gift of sex by vulgar jokes, twisting the sacred intensity of sex within the bounds of marriage. Chapter 5, verses 12 to 14. Fifth, respond with honor to your mate. Verse 21 of chapter 5 in Ephesians. God knows the temptation to fall into sexual sin is strong. Paul was inspired by God's Spirit to tell his readers there is an alternative that is so freeing and so alive with God, and no shame attached to it. Just like Ephesus today, streams of prostitutes on the computer screens readily available. But God would tell us that the marital relationship ought to be honored as it reflects God's relationship to us. Hebrews 13:4. Excuse me. When we give honor to God's intended way of using sex, we give honor to him who created sex. 6. Renew sexual self in God daily. Take the energy that comes from unmet sexual urges, bring out them daily before God. Let the pain of not having everything the way you let it be out in the open before him. Let it out and not bottle it in. Let it drive to utter dependence on him. He created those strong passions. He knows we need lots of help. Get the renewal daily through prayer, the right info through the Bible, through the pastor/teachers God has placed in the church to equip you. Let someone into love, God's grace and love renewed and rebuild you. In closing, sexual desire and sexual temptation has nothing to do with your age. That is why in our text, the instruction is not limited to a certain age group. Verse 3, it is for all God's people of all ages. It is for the church that Jesus is building, the church that will be a radiant holy bride of him. Think about it. Abraham was having sex in his 90s. I want some of you to hear that. And Elizabeth was old when she had John the Baptist. Get the right info. Submitting to God's revealed truth rather than old wife tales or playground talk, or what you can get out of Oprah, Dr. Phil, Steve Harvey, or some other